Hello, everybody. I have got the pleasure of interviewing another new district manager tonight, and we are coming live from Sweden with Eivor DM. And we have a lovely history, Eivor and I. She used to be the CEO of a company that I worked for in Brisbane called Kelly Services. It was recruitment. And we reconnected after years and years of only being in touch through Facebook. And I want Eivor to share with all of you tonight. Firstly, Eivor, congratulations. But secondly, what were you doing before? Like, tell us about your career history. And I believe you're currently retired.
I am, yes. We are traveling the world at the moment. So, as a lot of people are saying, living the dream.
Yeah, you are.
And that is what it feels like, I must say. So, to give a snapshot, when I came to Australia in 1981, I started in the recruitment area and also worked for Estée Lauder. So, I worked for Estée Lauder in Clinique. And for some peculiar reason, I've always had a fascination and love for makeup and in particular skincare. So I've been a very proud Estée Lauder user for more years than I can count. So a very, very happy customer there. But when I worked for Estée Lauder as well, part of my job was to ensure that all the counters were staffed. And if I couldn't find staff at short notice, then I would go behind the counter and sell the products myself after I finished the day at work, of course. So that is how I learned about the skin products and makeup. And in my spare time, I also did wedding makeups, and that, of course, complemented my salary. So that was greatly appreciated at the time. So then I moved to Brisbane, and that is when my career started in human resources. And I don't know how many of you understand that area, but it's very target focused, very sales focused. You have to be very organized and you have to be very good at following up. And of course, it's all about networking. So it's in the blood, I guess, the networking and trying to be organized. So it's important to have your target account list, understanding who to approach, how to follow up, and follow through with your promises. And I must say, I could not have done this without your wonderful assistance, because you have helped me keep it going when I've been traveling the world, so to speak.
It's great. I mean, it's happened before in my business too, that I've been overseas traveling while my team are busily working at home. So it's all about leveraging your time, and you and I are a great example of time leverage. But when I first introduced you to Arbonne, Eivor, had you ever heard of it before?
It's very, very interesting, and I will be totally honest here. So when I met you and our other ex-colleagues, I couldn't help but notice how wonderful your skin looked, and all of you looked so fantastic. And I thought, this is so impressive. And you started talking about Arbonne, and I thought, well, it's really interesting. I love products. Anyway, you spoke a little bit about Arbonne. It was a very nice and comfortable introduction of a lunch. You gave me a trial package, which was fantastic because it gives the opportunity of actually trying the product. And then we had a girls' lunch, and we have regular girls' luncheons. And I've always admired a friend of mine's skin. She's 2-3 years older than I am, and she looks fantastic. She looks about 50, and she would be early 60s. So when I asked her what product she used, she said Arbonne. Then I was sold. After that, I knew that out with Estée Lauder and in with Arbonne. So that's how it started. Yeah. So when we had the girls' luncheon, I actually asked everybody around the table, I said, if I introduce a very good product and I do become a representative for Arbonne, would they consider using the products? This is before you and I started my business, so to speak. And all of them agreed, and that's how it started.
That's awesome. I mean, that's probably a lot of people's biggest fear is, are my friends going to be supportive of my new business? So you sort of tested the waters before you jumped in. But
Yes,
I
I
know
did.
when I approached you about the business, because I saw you as a very business savvy person, and I thought you were about to retire and travel, I thought this will be perfect for you. You've got some new time on your hands. But I
Yes,
must admit, Eivor, you are one of the people that were on my chicken list, we call it, because
yes,
you're highly educated, highly skilled, highly qualified, and a top income earner. And sometimes in this business, we tend to think that those people are overqualified for this. And I'm one of those people myself. But people's circumstances change. And the more you learn about network marketing, the more you realize that it's those smart, savvy people that do well in this business. So I knew you would do well in it. I just had to ask you, really. And it was a very quick yes. I've asked my friends, and yes, I'm going to give this a go. I've got
yes,
nothing to lose. And I think, you were quite surprised by the join up fee was minimal. You didn't
yes,
have
that's right.
a lot of, I remember you asking, do I have to commit to regular events or parties or commitments? And I was like,
Yes.
no, it's, completely up to you. So what do you think has surprised you most about the Arbonne compensation plan and the whole network marketing business model? What surprised you?
To be absolutely honest with you, it's quite a difficult process to get your head around, as in understanding the point system and so forth. But you you have a gift of explaining things very well. So without your guidance there, I think I would have struggled. I think what has surprised me, not surprised me, but what I find is delightful is that people do enjoy the products. They do see the difference, and they do come back and order without me having to follow up even. So I actually noticed that my friends are as impressed as I am. So the business in itself, once it's been introduced and once people have had the opportunity of trying the product, they are as delighted as I am.
That's
So
exactly true.
it's really wonderful to see the reordering. But I also find that coming back to networking, I actually find it very nice because the sales process is very softly, and I like the fact that it's the introduction of the product. So it's not a Tupperware party, which I can't stand personally. It's very much the idea of trying the product yourself, having a look at the product in the comfort of your own home. And that sounds like a television advert, I know, but it really is the opportunity of trying it in a very comfortable environment. And then after all the products has been tried, etc., then it's an opportunity of having a glass of champagne, socializing a little bit. So I guess people see it as a social event. And I know that when I come back and I introduce people again, I'm going to get the opportunity of asking them to invite their friends and so forth. So I think the business, it's not a hard sell in any shape, way, or form. It is very much an opportunity of networking with other people. And I also like the fact that it's not the pressure of having to be concerned about targets. It's not a question of people having to buy. And I know in my experience, I have friends who have come along that haven't decided to buy anything, but little by little, they start buying a lipstick here and something else there, and then they become a preferred client, and so it goes. So it's very softly. That
Yeah.
is what I think is particularly successful, and I like the fact that it's a broad number of various products and a lot of different promotions. I think that is in itself gratifying for a lot of people that they can see that there are free gifts if they do make a purchase. And I love the fact that there are the product packs. And I think a lot of people, like myself, don't actually like shopping. I love the products, but I don't particularly like shopping. So it's great to be able to order a pack, and you do get a number of products, and then with the free gifts, get the opportunity of trying something new.
Yeah.
I
That is
think it's a great
spot
model.
on. That's what I love about you, Eivor, is you simplify it. You just cut the mustard, and you've always been good at that in your corporate position, and same in this position. You just love getting the girls together. You love having the girls' lunches and drinks, and you just
Yes,
introduce a bit of product along the way. Everybody's
yes,
having fun. It's not
that's
heavy,
right.
not serious, and there's no pressure. But because you've probably got that background in skincare too, they really value that you're using it, you're endorsing it, so it must be good. So people love that validation and recommendation, and that's what it's all about. But Eivor, just to finish off, have you ever met Holly Harkin, the newest district manager that's in our team?
I am very, very bad with names. I know that that is a terrible, terrible thing to admit, but I must have along the way.
I don't know if you have, because Holly's only young in her 20s, but she's the daughter
Ah,
of
okay.
a friend of yours, Susan.
Yes,
And I just wanted to highlight that Avor's created a team, a network of people through preferred clients of hers that have recommended her business. And that's how I met Susan Worcester, who's also a district manager this month. And 2 years on, after supporting Susan through her business in Kenmore in Brisbane, I've introduced the business to her daughter. So
yes,
I love how we have a network that people think network marketing is about selling to your friends, but it may start with introducing it to your friends, but
yes,
friends have friends that we don't know. And it's just a
that's right.
ripple effect. And there's not very many people in my business that were friends to start with. It's often
Yes.
cold market and people who've been referred. So I just love the fact you'll get to meet Holly one day when you eventually move home, if you ever leave Sweden. But I'll
I
have to
will
come
leave
and visit.
Sweden.
Yeah, but I really appreciate you giving up your time today to share your knowledge. And I think a lot of people can relate to your simple, fun approach to just sharing products that you love.
Yes.
Thanks so
Lovely
much for your
speaking with you,
time.
Jody.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.